Yo, what's up, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's up, everybody? I'm just gonna give it like 1 or 2 minutes for some people to get on, and then we're gonna start our day. It's gonna be a pretty interesting topic. I've prepared a lot of notes ahead of time, and we're gonna talk about some really good tips and tricks today. I'm gonna talk about, well, first of all, I'm gonna remind you and everybody else what Bitcoin is and why it's important. And then I'm going to talk about how to stay positive during a bear market while waiting for a bull market to come. And then I'm going to talk about the advantages of dollar cost averaging. And then we'll do a very quick outlook on Bitcoin. And then we'll do a market scan. Let's give it another minute or so. So, Sank, are you here, Sank? Sane? Sane. No, I'm in no trades right now. Zero trades. Zero trades at all. I keep growing my account to something stupid. I grew my account from like $17,000 to $87,000 in like 3.5 weeks now. So I gotta take some money out again. But yeah, I got like just a shit ton of money. I don't know why I'm leveraged 11x or it's weird. A random number 11x. Yeah, so I only want to keep anywhere like 20, 30, $40,000 on the exchange. I don't trust them at all having money on the exchange right now. So no, I'm in no trades right now. Does anybody know how to fix this? I keep clearing my cookies and then my trading view on Binance, it just keeps resetting no matter what. Every day I clear it, or every time I clear it and I reset all my options for TradingView on Binance, it just resets everything again the next day. I've got no idea why it does that. I should probably just uninstall Chrome, then reinstall it. Hey, Phila, I've been worried about you. Man, are you alive? What do you mean, Laura? I've been online a lot. I've been online so much. Thanks for worrying about me, Laura. So I'm gonna go to Sank. Are you here? I'm gonna go visit you, Sank, in next week. I'm gonna go to Amsterdam on Friday next week, the 24 to the 20. No, not the 24. Yeah, the 24 to the 27. Because honestly, I'm getting a little bit bored in Turkey. And my wife, she can't get her visa on time because we just got married. She's got to get her new passport. She's got to get her new identities. Then she's got to apply for a visa. So by the time she can come to Amsterdam, it'll be like 2 months later. So I'm just going to go to Amsterdam and work from there for fun. I might even actually go Friday. I might leave this Friday. I don't know. I think I'm going to go to like a new city in Europe once a month. Like every month, I'm going to go somewhere for like 3 weeks. Or sorry, 3 days. 3 nights, 4 days, and just come back here because it's so cheap to fly out from Turkey. It's like a round trip to Amsterdam. You know, there's no point of being a snob and flying business class if you're flying 3 hours, honestly. So I'm not going to pay 5 times more. So to go to Amsterdam, it's only like 300 American dollars to fly there and back to Turkey. So I'm like, I'm gonna go. It's pretty cheap, and a really nice hotel is under $1,000 for 3 nights. So I'm like, I'm gonna go. So, if I want to give you advice on leverage trading, my advice would be to don't do it at all. Because if you think about leveraging, you have to think about why you're leveraging to begin with. You got to ask yourself, why am I leveraging? And the answer is usually because you're a stupid idiot that focuses on trying to make money instead of being safe. And you're an idiot that is very, very greedy and you're trying to make money with more money that you don't have, and you don't understand that there's so much risk with leveraging, and you don't understand that you need to first of all practice so you can become a good trader. And then once you become a good trader, you don't even think about the money that you make. You just think about the risk that you have, and you just think about making good trades, and then the money becomes a bonus. So you got to really understand, why do people leverage? And people leverage because they want to make more money with money that they don't have, and that's really risky. And once you overcome that understanding of why it is really bad to leverage and why you should minimize it, why you shouldn't do it, unless it's like a really high chance of you winning, then maybe leverage 2 or 3x. But other than that, like, never do it. And once you understand that it's all about managing your risk and taking and not taking unnecessary risk, that's where you start to become a profitable trader long term. Okay, so I'm going to remind you guys, first of all, what Bitcoin is. Let's begin. So, do you guys know why Bitcoin is so important? Like, have you ever thought about it, like, ever recently? Okay, well, Bitcoin is super important because the government in general in 2008, they decided to do some really shady things, such as they approved every single person who wanted a mortgage with these subprime mortgage rates where they didn't even have to qualify for it. Pretty much every single person qualified for it. And then these other companies took these debts from the banks and then they packaged them into really shitty debts. And then these rating companies ended up giving good ratings to all of these packages. But instead of like it being like a D rating, they would package it as an A rating, which everyone ended up buying, and then nobody was able to pay off their loans, and then the whole economy collapsed, and the housing crisis, it began, and all these banks ended up blowing up, and nobody went to jail for it. Like people like Bernie Sanders, he ended up becoming one of the biggest pyramid schemers in the world. So it's pretty much the government that we can blame for this collapse. I'm just being very general about it. I'm sure you guys all know about it. And the government tends to be not transparent. So this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto, it could be a person, it could be a group, we don't know. He decided to do something against the government, and he gave a middle finger to the government, and he created something called Bitcoin, which is a decentralized digital currency that operates peer-to-peer through a network. And who knows if it was a group, who knows if it was a person, but what we do know is that this guy who made it to this day has one of the biggest wallets in the world, and they've actually never touched it one time. So you know for a fact that this person or group that made it, they wanted to do something good for the world, and they wanted to give the governments the middle finger. So I'm not going to get into the complexity of it, right? But it uses cryptography to secure transactions and to control the creation of new units. So it hashes out these numbers and it grinds it out, and then it gives you a Bitcoin as a reward token. So it's also decentralized, right? Bitcoin is decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by any central authority or government. Unlike money, which is controlled by the Federal Reserve, they can print an unlimited money amount of it, which is something that we don't want to have long term. So this means that no entity has actual control over Bitcoin. And then it's definitely a viable alternative to fiat currency. It's also really, really transparent as well. You can see everything being made on the blockchain, whereas the government, they're not transparent. I have a really good point, so just bear with me with all of this, guys. So the government, they're not transparent. They're going to hide where their spending is, where it's allocated, their secret little projects. They're going to print out more money when they need it. And that's why we're in a shithole right now, fighting inflation, and why the whole world is actually being affected. Bitcoin is also incredibly secure, super secure. It prevents fraud. Transactions are verified on the network by peer-to-peer computers, and it's recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain, something that the government will never allow you access to have, trust me. They hide money and they print money, and they don't give a crap if the public knows about it or not. It's also impossible to counterfeit Bitcoin as well. It's also accessible, okay? Anybody in the world can use Bitcoin as long as they have an internet connection. It's accessible to people in any country with limited, in any country and any financial system as well. It's also really useful for people who don't have a bank account. It's also fairly anonymous as well. Bitcoin's transactions are anonymous and they don't require the user to reveal their identity. For example, in my my ledger, right? I don't need to register my name, and I don't need to do any of that, right? But the most important thing about Bitcoin is because of what it stands for, it has some gigantic investment opportunities. And that's why you should be interested in it long term. It can be used for international transactions, and it's so useful for business as well to operate across borders. Large amounts of money can be sent. And that's why you should be investing in Bitcoin, and that's why you should be reminded that Bitcoin, it will 100% one day go to $100,000, probably very soon, probably in the next 2 years, I'm betting. And Bitcoin will probably get to $1 million as well, one day, very soon. I would be completely surprised if in 15 years, Bitcoin wasn't over $1 million. I'm serious. I'm so serious about that, guys. Like, if you happen to be in crypto right now, you got to be extremely patient, okay? So waiting for a bull market, it can be freaking challenging, right? It could be really challenging because you're sitting here like me every day and you're watching the market like literally barely move. And the market's moved today 5% for coins. So it's boring, right? It's boring. And how do you stay positive? How do you want to just stay in the game and keep learning every single day when I got to admit to it's boring? But sometimes we got to be able to do things that we don't want to do. And we have to practice and we have to back test. It's kind of like go to the gym. Like I'm super fat. I'm in Turkey. I eat a lot of good food here, but I still force myself to get on that elliptical every single day for 300 calories to burn, even when I don't want to, because I know I have to, and it's beneficial for me for long term, right? And it can be really easy to lose your patience and become negative about it turning around. Like everyone's wondering right now, is it actually a bull market? Are we going to begin? Is this the bottom? And however, there's a lot of things investors can do to stay positive and patient during this time. And one is you got to keep a long-term perspective. Don't think about it from the perspective of this month or 6 months from now. And one of the best ways to stay positive and patient during this bear market is to always look forward and remember what Bitcoin is doing. And the market is historically, it's going to be cyclical. It's going to go up and down, and there are periods of growth and decline as well. And right now, we happen to be in the period of a decline, and right now we have a slow rally. But by no means are we considered in a bull market yet. So even though the market conditions, it can be challenging, if we can understand that the market, it cycles up and down, it's going to help us keep a longer term perspective because the market cycle will eventually flip around as well. You've also got to really manage your emotions, especially during times of market volatility. Like right now, it might seem like we're in a major bull market because of where we're rallying right now, but we don't really know yet with confirmation. So it's really easy to get caught up in that moment of putting everything in. And the next part I'm going to talk about is dollar cost averaging, okay? So you got to stay positive, you got to stay patient, and investors, you got to keep your goals long term, right? Remember that long term, the market will turn around. Just try to control your emotions for now. Don't get too caught up in putting everything all in, and that's where dollar cost averaging will eventually come into play as well. And use this time right now to diversify your portfolio. You don't want to be in one coin only, like Bitcoin, for example. Bitcoin, you have a chance to do like 3x if it hits the all-time high, a little bit more than 3x, right? That's not that much. But if you went into a coin like Algo or Solana, some really big coins that have the chance to do like 900x, now that is ridiculous. So you want to focus on diversifying your portfolio to keep your not all your eggs in one basket. And remember, it's important to keep your coins in Bitcoin at first, in my opinion. Like your money should be in Bitcoin. This is not financial advice. This is what I'm doing. So I may as well talk about what I'm going to do. What I'm doing is I'm going to be Bitcoin very heavy when or if it reaches a bottom, or if whenever I feel that Bitcoin is near a bottom. I'm going to be very, very Bitcoin heavy. Like the majority of the cash on hand I have, it'll be for Bitcoin first, because the BTC dominance will skyrocket and alts will be very stale. It'll lag behind Bitcoin like it always does after Bitcoin finds a bottom. And then Bitcoin ends up skyrocketing, and then alts barely move, or they move only a little bit. And then once Bitcoin hits a certain price point I'm happy with, I will take the majority of my profit, keep some into Bitcoin, and then I'll move those profits into the altcoins, because altcoin season will eventually catch up as well. It's really rare to have Bitcoin season and altcoin season. It's a finite amount of money in the market cap, right? In the total crypto market cap. So it usually gets distributed one way or the other. So it's really important to diversify your portfolio and understand that, all right? So maintain a healthy perspective as well, okay? If you have a healthy perspective in investing long term, it's essential to focus on the big picture like I mentioned earlier. So market conditions can be bearish once in a while. It can have cycles like it's down right now, but just remember why Bitcoin was created, and remember that long term Bitcoin will turn around and you will get your monies back and more. So even if you're down a little bit right now, think about the long-term perspective of Bitcoin. So I'm going to give you some really good tips about dollar cost averaging and why it's really important, okay? So dollar cost averaging, it's an investment strategy where you're investing like a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, regardless of the market conditions, okay? That's what you're doing. So this strategy, it's been used widely for decades by professionals, by retail investors, and it's a very effective way to build long-term wealth. And so here are 10 advantages for dollar cost averaging. So it's going to reduce the amount of risk that you have. So if you invest a fixed amount of money at regular intervals, an investor can reduce the risk of investing a large amount of money all at once and potentially buying at the wrong time, especially as well. So if you put all of your money into one specific price point, that's a huge risk because it might not be the bottom. It might be dropping a lot more. So this way you're distributing the amount that you're investing. It's also very cost effective. So as you spread out the investment over time, it reduces the impact of transactions in general. So this can keep costs low and increase the overall returns of your investment. So it's a very disciplined approach as well. So dollar cost averaging, it helps you maintain a lot of discipline because you're committing to buying every single, for example, myself, every week, I'm buying about $20,000. I just made my $20,000 buy just 2 days ago, and 20,000 Canadian dollars, not American. So I'm always going to keep buying no matter what. I don't care because I've already done the math for how much I can afford to buy, and it's still a lot more weeks. I can dollar cost average for another about 33 weeks until like that $20,000 is going to become quite a little bit too much for me. So make sure you're sticking. It's a very disciplined approach. So make sure you're sticking to it if you commit to dollar cost averaging. And it's also really convenient. I'm not going to go through everything that I ended up writing here, but I really think it's going to reduce the stress as well. So if you commit to buying every single 2 weeks, you're going to ensure that you may never catch the bottom, but at least you're buying in these regular intervals. So when the market does flip around, you're going to be really happy that you're in the game. So that's kind of it I'm going to go over on the theory side. So I'm going to go over the technical analysis with you guys now because I could talk a long time about theory, as you know. And the purpose of my channel is, welcome, by the way, if you're new, thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'd appreciate if you just hit the like, the subscribe, the notification button, just because it helps more people see my videos. And so my channel is more so geared towards improving your day trading and giving you a positive mindset for the future when it comes to investing. It's basically a channel designed to help you make money. So I guarantee that you will, but my goal is to equip you with the necessary knowledge and tools, right? I'm not just like a news channel like some people, like Coin Bureau, Altcoin Daily. I actually live trade. I actually give you guys good technical analysis, advice, and day trading tips because I want to see you grow your capital. And just so you guys know, every beginning of the month, I allow anywhere between 5 to 10 people get my lifetime Discord membership. Take a look in the link in the description for 40% off. So instead of $17.49, you might get a chance to get it for $10.49. That gets you my ultimate bull market strategy guide course, and it also gets you a lifetime Discord membership with me as well. So let's go into Bitcoin and see where we're trending. And don't worry, I'll take questions at the end, guys. Just definitely list some of the questions there and we'll get into it, okay? So I see that today already, audio is spiking. It literally ended up spiking during this stream of mine. So this is important to have where you have a crypto scanner. And in my crypto scanner, I have one specifically on the 5% daily. I've got it with the filter of Binance only, over $50 million in 24-hour USD volume. And I search minus 5% and above 5%. So this shows me any coin moving more than 5% down or more than 5% up. And what I'm noticing right away is that these two coins literally just popped up. FET might have been moving already, and then audio just started to move here as well. So I'm going to put these guys on my watch list. So notice here, when you click on this red thing, okay, when you click over here, it turns red, and then it brings it to my watch list on the left there, just so you guys know. Okay, and then also here, FET. So now that they're both on my watch list, I say to myself, wow, okay, well, FET's moving right now. It's probably going to downtrend soon. So I'm going to go to FET and I'm going to take a look right now because I might have to live trade this in front of you guys. So if I take a look at FET, what I'm noticing is that it looks like there's a 5 possible wave that's forming already. And I'm talking about in here that's looking something like this. Maybe somewhere in there, maybe, I don't know, but it just looks like there's a 5 wave, right? Usually I'm right about stuff like this. I mean, there's a bearishly diverging RSI right there. But I think I'm too late to the party. I think I'm too late to the party. I also don't like the volume. So I might just enter. The volume is really crappy. I mean, like it's really crappy, and the movement was only actually it's 14%. So I'll just play around for fun and enter with 25,000. Oh, so whenever a coin does something like this, do you see this? The limit order is too much. I don't like trading coins like that because it just implies that the liquidity is really crappy. And also, there's a limited amount that you can market execute. I've never traded this coin before, so it's on 20x. So you got to be really careful. If you're trading a big position, you really don't want to be trading a coin that has a big limit like this. So it's really crappy, right? Because you're going to end up getting restricted. There's going to be a lot of slippage. So I would probably generally avoid coins like this. So I'm just going to put an alert here for fun. See if it goes up a tiny bit higher. And if it does, I'll probably short it live with you guys. But it does look like it's almost done already. It does look like it. I mean, it's hard to argue that this wouldn't be done yet. Because it really does look like it's the top, to be quite honest. This might even be the top right around here. Like, how many people think this is the top? I do. I think it's very close to a top. So, how much is it? 0. Yeah, sure. I'll trade just with you guys for fun here. So the way, did you guys see how when I tried to market X? I'll give you guys a tip. 25,000. If I try to sell, it doesn't work. Do you see that? Oh, it worked. What the? It didn't work last time. I don't know why it worked now but not before. That was me that did that. Did you see that? Did you see that? That was me who did that probably with a tiny little amount. Anyways, we'll keep that going. So the first thing you do every day is you go to your screener, right, and see what's moving. So the reason why this was brought to my attention right away is because I see it moving over 10%. So I'm automatically going to go to the coin and just take a look at what's up, right? And then the next thing you do is you go to the audio as well. So audio is clearly moving. It's doing something. And then you have to make sure you check the volume as well. So you see that the volume is only 94 million, which should make you wonder, like, oh yeah, that's right, Igor. I changed from 20 to 5x. You're right. You're right. So audio is under 100 million. So I don't really want to trade a coin that's at 100 million only, you know? So it's really crappy. I'm very careful about the volume that I choose to trade. As for Bitcoin today, Bitcoin has recovered slightly. So everyone's kind of excited right now. It recovered from that low. It hit that 21,300 range. Bounced up like 2-3%. Then the market kind of went wild, which was pretty funny. And Bitcoin right now, it's still trying to hold right around this particular region. We're not going to really get any change until this ends up breaking or whatnot. Because if you see here, there, here, we're holding because of these particular regions, right? From there and there. So Bitcoin's really going to have to figure out what's going on here. And it might be a while. So for my trade, I'm up like not even 1%. But hey, it's $25,000 in the middle of my live stream. And it's going to pay for my lunch today. So I'm happy with that. I'll probably take my profit like in a very conservative way. So the way I would target it is like this, okay? I would just target it. Like if that's all 5, okay? We don't even know if it's the bottom or not. It could make another wave, right? So I would just take my fib structure. Whoops, that's not fib. And I would just target 236. Barely. Or even right over here, 42, 46. I'd be happy with that. So anywhere in these particular structures, I would target for a quick profit. And the reasons you target is really different for everybody. The reason I would target here is just because I'm in the middle of a live stream and I don't want that pressure of having to manage the trade or the stress of it. Does that make sense? Okay, so Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to do anything for a while, guys. Like, it's going to figure this out. It's probably going to just sandwich in here for a while. And if it drops, the next very logical place for it to find the support is probably around $20,600 range. And this can even extend back a little bit to here as well. So there's a lot of price points for support. And I think this is going to be a really slow, drawn out drop that will eventually recover. If not, this might even be it right now. The very bottom just for now. And then we'll end up getting one more wave to 25,200. And the reason for that is because that's where the, where is it? On the weekly chart, that's where the daily and 200 EMA, that's where they end up meeting, okay? So you see right here, that's where the 55 and the 200 end up about to cross. And it's a really good chance that we'll find a support in this green zone, in my opinion. And then if we don't find the support there, we'll probably drop to a lower price point. But in my opinion, I think that we're definitely going to get a fifth wave somewhere in there. And then we're going to hit one more wave up there around 25,200, right around here, because of that possible death cross region that could happen over there. So that's kind of my thoughts, guys, for now. The stream's getting a little bit long already. I'm just going to see if you guys have any interesting questions right now. Yeah, I noticed audio already, Rajatis. The screener is built into TradingView. It's just on the bottom left here. Okay, well, it doesn't seem like there's too many questions. I'm also going to start laddering my trade a little bit more here because I don't know if it's the bottom or not. So I'll catch you guys later. Thank you very much for joining me today. There doesn't seem to be a lot of questions, so I'll catch you guys later. Thank you very much. Have a great day. And don't forget, guys, stay positive because Bitcoin's here to stay very, very long term. I'm very confident that one day it's going to hit anywhere between $100,000 to $1 million. And we'll go from there. So bye now. Thank you.